Have you ever noticed a faint smell that lingers and makes you stop for a moment, wondering, is that me? It's unsettling, especially when you shower daily, use deodorant, and do everything to stay fresh. Yet, the truth is something most people never talk about. There's one hidden spot on the body that 99% of seniors overlook, and it's the surprising reason why that stubborn odor just won't go away. Stay with me until the end, because you'll learn exactly what this spot is, why it's so often missed, and the simple science-backed steps to eliminate that smell for good. Imagine walking away with confidence, feeling fresh, and knowing you can shine at any age. This one small change can completely transform how you feel and how others see you. Before we begin, I'd truly appreciate your support. If you enjoy this video, please like it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss out. Leave me a quick comment too. Just type number 1 if you like the video, or number 0 if you don't, so I know how to improve. Now, let's get started with part 1, the myth of the old person's smell. It's funny, isn't it? People are quick to joke about aching joints, laugh about forgetting where they parked the car, or even share stories of digestive troubles over coffee. But when it comes to this topic, silence often takes its place. But there's one subject that instantly silences a room, often spoken about only in hushed whispers, the so-called old person smell. And yes, it is real. It's not your imagination, nor is it just a cruel stereotype. Many describe it as musty, stale, or faintly sour, a scent that seems to linger like an unwelcome shadow. What makes it even more striking is that, despite being so noticeable, it's rarely talked about openly. Let me be clear, this smell does exist, but it is not an unavoidable part of aging. Before anyone feels offended, I want to stress something important. This is not about poor hygiene. In fact, most seniors I know are meticulous about staying clean, often more so than younger people. You probably shower every day, sometimes even twice. You wash your hair with fragrant shampoo, brush your teeth carefully, apply deodorant, spritz on perfume or cologne, and wear freshly laundered clothes. On the surface, you're doing everything right. But here's the catch. Even the most diligent routines can miss one critical spot where this odor actually begins. And that's where the problem starts. The body, as remarkable as it is, changes with time in ways we don't always notice. When we're young, skin cells shed quickly, removing dead layers before they can build up. Sweat glands stay active, helping flush out impurities. Sebum, the natural oil of the skin, keeps a healthy balance that protects and nourishes. Together, these processes maintain a natural equilibrium that holds odors in check. As the years pass, however, that balance shifts. Skin cell turnover slows, leaving more dead cells behind. Sweat production decreases, and even the composition of sebum changes, becoming thicker and less efficient at clearing waste. These subtle but powerful changes create the perfect environment for persistent odors to develop. What troubles me most is how society has come to accept this smell as simply another part of aging, placing it alongside wrinkles, gray hair, or bifocals. But here's the truth. Wrinkles are a natural marker of time, and gray hair can be a beautiful crown of wisdom. This smell, however, does not have to be part of the aging process. But odor is not a badge of honor. It's a signal, your body's way of whispering, or sometimes shouting, that something needs attention. Unlike wrinkles or gray hair, this smell is not inevitable. It's not a life sentence, and it's certainly not something you must accept as your fate. Too often, we've been conditioned to believe that aging takes away our control, but that's not entirely true. In reality, what people call the old person smell often isn't caused by age itself. More often, it's the result of oversight, neglect, or simply not knowing the real source. When I say that 99% of seniors miss the critical spot where this odor begins, I'm not exaggerating. I missed it myself for years, despite all my efforts to stay clean and presentable. And no one ever mentioned it. Not my closest friends, not my doctor, not even my own daughter. It's such a sensitive subject that people avoid bringing it up, fearing it might embarrass you. Then one day, I noticed it myself. At first, it was just a faint, musty scent on my pillows, or a slightly sour smell that surfaced when I hugged someone too closely. That discovery was a shock, and certainly not a pleasant one. It didn't reflect who I was or how I wanted to be remembered. That moment became a turning point, pushing me to dig deeper into the truth behind this so-called old person smell. What I found was freeing. This odor is not your destiny, and it's not a curse of aging. It is simply a message from your body, a call to give more care to a specific area that often gets overlooked. And that's why I'm here today, to break the myth once and for all. This smell is not unavoidable. We can listen to our bodies, take control, and reclaim both our confidence and our dignity. If you're still with me and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss future videos. Your support helps us continue creating meaningful health content to guide and inspire you. Now, let's move on to part 2. What doctors are saying, but not loudly enough. This isn't just my personal observation or scattered anecdotes. The truth is, the phenomenon of old person smell is backed by science, and the medical community has known about it for years. Yet for reasons I can't fully explain, it's rarely discussed openly with patients. It seems to be pushed aside, overshadowed by bigger health concerns like heart disease, diabetes, or arthritis. But what about the effect of odor on self-esteem, social life, and how we see ourselves? These things matter too, and it's time we brought them into the open. At the center of this issue is a compound called 2-nonenal, a term many have never heard, yet it holds the key to understanding this smell. Researchers have identified 2-nonenal as the main culprit behind the distinct odor linked with older adults. It forms when omega-7 fatty acids in the skin break down and react with oxygen in a process called oxidation. Think of an apple left on the counter. With time, it browns and gives off an odd smell. That's oxidation at work, and a similar process happens on our skin as we grow older. When we're young, the body produces a balance of oils and sweat that naturally cleanse the skin, flush away impurities, and keep odors in check. But as the years pass, that balance shifts. Sebum becomes thicker, sweat production decreases, and the skin becomes more prone to forming 2-nonenal and other odor-causing compounds. Certain spots, often overlooked in daily hygiene, turn into hidden sources of these smells, even in those who are otherwise very clean. Dermatologists and gerontologists have researched this extensively. You'll find 2-nonenal mentioned in journals, at conferences, or during medical seminars. Yet rarely do doctors sit with patients and say, "There's a specific area you're not cleaning thoroughly, and it's the reason for that odor." Why the silence? Perhaps they fear embarrassment or assume patients won't understand the science. More likely, they're focused on treating life-threatening conditions, leaving something like body odor to seem unimportant. But let's be clear. It is not trivial. Odor influences how others see us, but even more, how we see ourselves. It can chip away at confidence, spark social anxiety, and quietly erode the dignity we've built over a lifetime. And if doctors won't have this conversation, then I will, because every senior deserves to understand what's really happening to their body. We all deserve to understand the science behind these changes and to be armed with practical solutions. This isn't about vanity or trying to hold on to youth. It's about self-respect and living with intention. As I studied this issue more deeply, I realized the source of the odor isn't where most people think. It's not your feet, though they have their own smells. It's not your underarms, which deodorant usually controls. It's not even your breath, which can be managed with proper oral care. The real source is far more subtle, a hidden area most people overlook in their daily hygiene. Addressing this spot is the true key to eliminating that odor and regaining confidence in how we present ourselves. And here it is, the forgotten zone, the area behind your ears. Think honestly, when was the last time you intentionally cleaned behind them? I don't mean the casual rinse when shampoo runs down your neck or a quick pass with a towel. I mean using your fingers, soap, and a little care to gently scrub the skin behind and around your ears. For most of us, this isn't part of the daily routine. We focus on washing the obvious places, our face, hands, and underarms, while this small but critical area goes unnoticed. This small hidden zone often slips through the cracks. The area behind your ears, especially the crease where the ear meets the scalp, is a biological hotspot. Warm, sometimes moist, and often covered by hair, glasses, or hearing aids, it creates the perfect environment for trouble. Here, dead skin cells, sebum, natural oils, and sweat quietly build up. Because the spot is concealed, it's easy to forget. Bacteria thrive, multiplying without notice, and over time this leads to a musty odor many seniors carry unknowingly. It's not about poor hygiene, it's simply human nature. We overlook what we can't easily see. I'll share a personal story. One day, while spending time with my granddaughter, she leaned close to whisper in my ear. For just a second, I caught the subtle wrinkle of her nose. She said nothing. Children can be wonderfully tactful, but that tiny gesture stayed with me. Back home, I stood before the mirror, tilting my head to inspect behind my ears. What I found was humbling. A bit of waxy buildup, some flaky skin, clear signs of neglect that had likely been there for weeks. In that moment, I realized the faint odor wasn't from my breath or underarms. It came from this small, forgotten fold behind my ears. That discovery was my wake-up call. From then on, cleaning behind my ears became a non-negotiable part of my daily routine. It takes just 15 seconds. Warm water, a touch of gentle soap, and a soft cloth. That's all it takes. The change is immediate and undeniable. My confidence returns, and I feel fresher, cleaner, and more in tune with my body. If you're still with me and finding this helpful, please comment the number 2 below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and turn on the bell so you never miss valuable tips like this. Your support allows me to keep creating content that informs and inspires. Now, let's move forward. We've identified the culprit, but how do we deal with it properly? Washing behind your ears isn't about a quick splash of water. It requires intention, care, and a gentle yet thorough approach. As we age, our skin becomes thinner and more delicate. The vigorous scrubbing that once worked in our 40s can now lead to irritation, redness, or even tiny tears. That's why the goal is to clean with care, not haste. Here's the right way. First, start with warm water, not hot. Hot water strips away natural oils, leaving skin dry and prone to flaking, which only makes the problem worse. Warm water, on the other hand, softens buildup without damaging the skin's barrier. Second, choose the right tools. A soft washcloth, cotton pad, or even your fingertips work best. They're gentle, allowing you to reach the folds and creases behind your ears without causing irritation. Avoid abrasive sponges or loofahs, as they're too harsh for this delicate skin. Instead, choose a mild, fragrance-free cleanser. Harsh or heavily scented soaps can irritate or leave residue that attracts bacteria, while a gentle cleanser keeps the skin balanced. When cleaning, lather the soap and gently massage it into the area behind your ears. Pay close attention to the crease where the ear meets the scalp, the back of the earlobe, and the skin just behind it. Clean both ears carefully, moving slowly and deliberately. This is about care, not speed. Next, rinse thoroughly with warm water to remove every trace of soap. Residue left behind can cause irritation or trap moisture, especially for those wearing glasses or hearing aids. After rinsing, pat the area dry with a clean, soft towel. Avoid rubbing, since this can aggravate sensitive skin. Drying is essential, as moisture behind the ears creates a damp environment where bacteria or fungi can thrive, leading to itching or even infection. For optional maintenance, you can apply a light, non-comedogenic moisturizer or a toner with antibacterial properties, such as witch hazel or tea tree oil. This step isn't needed daily, but can be helpful 2 or 3 times a week to keep the skin hydrated and balanced. Just remember, not too much. Heavy creams may clog the pores. The real secret here is consistency. This isn't a one-time fix, but a simple habit that over time makes a lasting difference. Building this habit is just like brushing your teeth or washing your face. It becomes automatic once you commit to it. Most of us were never taught to pay attention to this area as children, so it slipped through the cracks. But now that we understand its importance, we have the chance to do better. Adding this simple 15-second ritual into your routine is more than cleaning a forgotten zone. It restores freshness, builds confidence, and gives you control over a small detail that truly impacts how you feel and how others perceive you. Knowledge is power, and once you know better, you can live better. So tonight, before bed, take a moment to care for the skin behind your ears. You may be surprised at how much difference such a small act can make. Now let's move on to something rarely discussed but equally important: the elusive nature of personal odor. One of the most deceptive challenges is that you often can't smell it yourself. This is due to a natural phenomenon called olfactory adaptation, or nose blindness. Over time, your brain tunes out familiar scents, your breath, your laundry detergent, even the unique smell of your home, to avoid sensory overload. But here's the catch: this same process can work against you. The subtle odor from behind your ears might be invisible to your own senses, yet almost certainly noticeable to others. And that's why awareness matters. And here's where it gets tricky. Most people, out of politeness or discomfort, won't mention it directly. Instead, you may notice subtle cues: a quick wrinkle of the nose, a slight step back during a chat, or a shift from a warm hug to a more distant one. These quiet signals can chip away at your confidence without you even realizing the reason. What's heartbreaking is how these unspoken reactions can begin to shape how others see you. Even if you're kind, vibrant, and well-groomed, that faint odor can leave an unintended mark on their memory, overshadowing your warmth and wisdom. I've felt this myself, and once you notice it, you can't ignore it. It's not just about hygiene, it's about how you're remembered, how you're perceived, and how you feel in your own skin. So how can you tell if this hidden odor affects you? Here's a simple test you can do privately at home. Take a clean cotton swab, a soft cloth, or even a tissue, and gently wipe behind one ear, especially in the crease where it meets the scalp. Then bring it close to your nose and take a careful sniff. If you detect even the faintest sour, musty, or waxy scent, you've found the source. But don't be alarmed. This is incredibly common, and the best part is that it's completely fixable. Instead of shame, feel empowered. By taking this small step, you're already ahead of most people who remain unaware. Knowledge is power, and now you have it in your hands. This isn't about vanity. It's about reclaiming your sense of self and making sure the world sees you for who you truly are. If you're finding these insights valuable, comment number 3 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss future videos. Your support helps us continue creating content that informs and inspires. Now, let's shift to something equally important: the emotional and social side of aging. One of the hardest realities many seniors face is the quiet feeling of becoming invisible. You walk into a room and wonder, does anyone really see me? Am I still relevant? And when you are noticed, another worry creeps in. Do they see my wisdom and warmth? Or are they distracted by something I can't sense myself? Like a faint odor I didn't know was there. That fear can be deeply isolating. Every senior I've met carries a wealth of stories, lessons, and resilience. You're not just older. You're a living archive of triumphs, laughter, and wisdom. You hold a legacy that deserves celebration, a presence that commands respect. Yet even something as subtle as an unnoticed odor can chip away at your confidence, leaving you feeling less worthy of the spotlight you truly deserve. This loss of confidence often shows up in small but meaningful ways. You may hesitate to give a hug, worried about what others might think. You might hold back from speaking in a group, afraid of drawing attention. Over time, you begin to withdraw, shrinking your vibrant self into a quieter version, all because of the fear of being that person with an odor. It's a painful cycle, and it breaks my heart because it's entirely preventable. Addressing personal scent isn't just about hygiene. It's about reclaiming your freedom, your dignity, and your joy. By taking simple, proactive steps, even something as small as cleaning behind your ears, you're not just refreshing your body, you're restoring your power. The change is striking. You stand taller, your shoulders relax, and you feel more at ease in your own skin. You lean into conversations, embrace loved ones freely, and radiate a quiet confidence that naturally draws people closer. And this confidence isn't about covering your age with perfume or chasing youth through fashion. It's about presenting your truest self, clean, fresh, and unapologetically you. It's about honoring the remarkable person you are and refusing to let something as small as a hidden odor dim your light. This isn't about shame. It's an awakening, a reminder that you can shine brighter than ever. And the most important truth? That so-called senior smell is not an unavoidable part of aging. It often comes down to one small, overlooked spot that nearly everyone misses. While doctors may know about it, the responsibility falls on us to take action. A quick check, wiping behind your ears and noticing any unusual scent, can be built into your daily routine. And why not share this with a friend or loved one? After all, it's rarely talked about, yet it affects so many. By spreading this awareness, you're helping others regain confidence and live with the dignity they deserve. You're not just improving hygiene, you're unlocking a renewed sense of self, stepping forward as the vibrant and valuable person you truly are. If you're still watching, it means you're ready to take that step, and I'm here cheering you on. So now you know the truth about that hidden spot behind your ears, and how a simple 15-second habit can restore freshness and transform confidence. What did you take away today? Perhaps it's the science behind senior smell, the reminder to clean that forgotten area, or the realization that small changes can bring a big difference in how you feel and connect with others. I'd love to hear from you. Share one thing you've learned and plan to practice in your daily life. And if this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Healthy Aging Blueprint for more honest, life-changing tips each week. Wishing you health, happiness, and peace always. Stay well and keep shining.